Hello, everyone, and welcome to my weekly meltdowns coverage of Celebrity Big Brother 3 Eviction, Friday Night Eviction Show. How's everyone doing tonight? Hello, Linda in the chat. I'm hosting tonight with Tyler, and I think Beth will be here shortly. Hello, Inelda, Sam Higdon. How's everyone doing this Friday evening?
Better than Chris Kattan, I would say.
Backdoored himself.
Yeah. A new strategy for Big Brother. Leave it to Chris Kattan. Sorry. I have a chip in my throat. Leave it to Chris Kattan to surprise us once again. So Allison, I have to ask you because I was finishing up dinner with friends. So admittedly, I was 30 minutes late to starting this 2-hour episode tonight. So the first thing I did when I turned on the TV when I got home, I just saw Carson and Todd Bridges humping.
I'm too immature. I can't. I'm too immature to even deal with it. But hello, Dolores in the chat, and Joseph Bellotti, and Alice in Acid Land, and everybody. Listen, what happened with? Let's start it. Okay. Well, obviously, and Nick, hello. Chris Kattan removed himself from the game. There is no scoop, Tyler. He just left the game. They didn't give a reason. They didn't give an explanation. He putted around the house a little bit, looked at himself in the mirror a couple of times, told Chris Kirkpatrick, I think I want to go. No, I'm going home. I want to go home. Mm-hmm. And he goes into the diary room. He sits there. They make Misha tell the house guests, Chris Kattan is gone from the game, and he made a goodbye video where he just compliments everyone. And
was he in the same outfit when he made that goodbye video from when he left?
Yes, it was all at the same time. He was in his cardigan, the Kattan cardigan.
So they probably like as soon as he said I'm quitting, like the production was probably like, can you at least give everybody like a sweet goodbye message? Or maybe that was his idea. He seemed like he really loved like the house guests that he lived with. I guess it just like wasn't his thing.
Yeah, and like I said, he's had some issues in the past with his neck and surgery, and his kicking painkillers in 2019. So, what seemed like a good idea at the time probably wore him down a little bit, and he just decided, this isn't for me right now. I'm in pain, I'm hurting. And all he's got to do is think about it while he's in there. That's one thing an addict doesn't need is too much time on their hands. So even if he's in the Big Brother house, he's still alone and isolating himself. Not good. I'm proud of him for putting himself first. I don't care what anyone thinks. He did the right thing for himself. You should always put yourself first, and your sanity and your health, your mental health, all of it needs to come first. So that's really where I stand on that. But like I said, they didn't give an in-depth. Tyler, I wanted to tell you so bad, but I wanted you to have it built up in your mind that it was some big thing. And
well, yeah, because for everybody listening, so I messaged Allison in our super secret side chat.
Excuse me, it's Allison's super secret side chat.
I was like, guys, what's going on? Like, because they didn't show us on the feeds or anything. So there was a lot of ambiguity in terms of like how he left, for what reason, all of that stuff. So I was like, what ended up happening? Like, let me know. And you were just like, oh my gosh, this veto. And I was like, I just copied and pasted the same question. What happened to Chris Kattan?
I was avoiding it. I didn't want to answer it because let me tell you something. I started spinning out of control when the show started, and they said tonight on Big Brother, and they cut to the veto, and they're all on their horsies, and I'm just dying. I have the freaking sense of humor of a dirty 13-year-old boy. I mean, it is terrible. I was not able to function like a human being, adult 45-year-old woman that I am during that. I said, I can't. It's just ridiculous. It's too much. And we've got more people in the chat. We've got Caitlin Weaver, John P. Music, and Hamza Haroun. I'm sorry if I'm saying that wrong. Please correct me if I'm wrong. But what an eventful, Misha won head of household again, basically with Todrick. and nominates Carson and Cynthia. Shayna wins veto, takes Carson down. Kirkpatrick goes up. Kirkpatrick goes home. But there's so many things that led up to everything. I just want to say real quick that this was the most gameplay I've
Yes, I would
seen
agree with that.
all season.
Allison, I
this
feel
stuff.
like we're on like a roller coaster of like, is this good? Is this bad? Are we enjoying ourselves? Is this the most boring thing we've ever seen in our lives?
It was exciting, and then the bottom fell out.
Yeah.
And then it came back up with the Todd and Cynthia fight, which I just want to go on the record and saying thank you, Anelda, for sending me the link on Twitter, because I found a whole bunch more last night when I was trolling Twit trying to find stuff. That was like a full-blown FU bomb here and there fight. It was bad. And they didn't even tip the iceberg on the show. I mean, it was Todd and Cynthia just got into it. They both have had enough. You know, everybody gets to their breaking point in the Big Brother house, and they're both FU, and that's it. And Carson, you know, kind of stepped in and told Todd, look, you don't get in a woman's face, and, you know, and you don't. But, you know, it just seemed like they were just having it out. And
I think that they're just bored and trying to find entertainment for themselves, in all honesty. But like, I would have never guessed that Todd Bridges would be at the center of the first fight on Celebrity Big Brother 3 out of all of the cast.
Can we, Nick, you brought up something. Lamar sitting pretty in the middle is let me tell you something. Him clapping, what was that? He was like, he came in and he said something about Todd's a punk or somebody's a punk. Then he starts clapping in the other room. And what they didn't show was him sitting next to Todd, actually talking to him about it and what was going on and all this stuff. And there was a whole long conversation. And Kirkpatrick just leaves the room, you know, leaves the bathroom. And I don't know. It was just a lot. He did instigate the fight, Dolores. I felt like Lamar did. I felt like they were sitting fine. And then he came in, he poked the tiger a little bit. And then Cynthia and Todd got into it. Cynthia leaves the room. Todrick's like, hey, when can we talk? And Cynthia's like, no, I'm not talking to anyone. I'm done. Finished. And Carson's like, she's okay. And then she flies back out of the room and they get into it. It's just this. I love it when people argue on the feeds and stuff. It's great. I think it's great.
And it's the first like a little bit of drama that we've had all season. So even though it was like an edited version of it, we still got it. So I'm happy with it. But it looks like Beth is here after some computer updates. And
all right.
No, it's still going. So I said I might as well join from my phone because God knows this will finish when the show does. So
right.
My phone now is on low battery, so we'll see how long I even last with that.
In the chat, they're saying Beth is lurking.
Well, I was texting Beth because I was like, I swear every time that we go to like play Dead by Daylight together on PlayStation, I have like an update that is like the most like Allison, like most dramatic thing. It always makes me feel like an 80-year-old that's like fed up with technology. But it goes so slow. It never like, I'm talking like KB per second, not even like MB per second. So it always takes like 2 hours to update. So when Beth messaged me, she's like, my computer's updating. I was like, it's probably because we played Dead by Daylight successfully, finally.
Who doesn't have that problem?
We have to do a show together and it's not going to work. Yeah,
exactly.
It's crazy. I have no idea what triggered this. My computer was literally on 5 minutes ago. I went to the bathroom. It went to sleep. I went to wake it up. It wasn't waking up. I pressed the power button and it went, I guess we're going to now install everything that you've been for all these updates. And now it's cleaning up my computer. I didn't ask for any of this. So here we are.
Yeah, here we are in Celebrity Big Brother 3. We didn't ask for any of this either.
Yeah, and
but here we are.
I got to go with Joseph Bozon. Welcome to the chat, Joseph. I felt like it is a long episode today. The 2 hours are dragging for me. I almost fell asleep. No joke. Listen, let me tell you how this episode went for me. I'm already laughing because of the whole what's coming in the veto competition. So I'm giddy. I'm excited. We get to the veto. It's fun. I mean, when Todrick my husband heard me laughing. He comes walking down and he just looks in the room where I am because I'm doing my exercise bike, and all he sees is Todrick and Carson next to each other. He's like, okay, I'm good. I'm going back down in here. And it was just funny. Anyway, so it just, and I was excited. And then, I went back downstairs and I was like, oh my God, this is like so boring. And then the fight happened. And then I'm arguing with Big Brother about this and everything that happened with the fight, but it's okay. And then I just got terribly sleepy and I was texting Tyler saying, can we just do the show already? Can we just get on with it? Let's just start now. Does it matter?
But I think that you're right, Allison, in the sense that like we got a little bit more gameplay tonight, and I feel like the we could like easily rank like who's playing the hardest and who's playing like the weakest or like literally non-existent here, right? And I feel like Misha is like top of that list. Like that veto comp wasn't even over, and she's like whispering into Shanna's ear, like, "Here's what you need to do with the veto." And Cynthia's like, "Not the target, so it's fine. You can do whatever you want."
You
like,
can use it. Like you just assume she's going to use it on Cynthia?
Well,
like
you assuming that you're going to win the veto too. Like the cat's out of the bag before the thing is even won. Like you just never know. So I just
Cynthia
feel like
is down and Lamar is down. Sorry, spoiler.
Yes, no, you're good. I have the competition up, so
okay.
I'll give some updates.
No, this is helpful for me because clearly I can't watch it right now. So I appreciate the play-by-play.
Beth had to make the Sophie's choice
of the
of
desktop screen, and it's now wheels are going. So let's see how long it takes for the internet.
Don't you love technology? That's like a big trigger for me, and being stuck in traffic. Like I don't understand those two things. You have one job to do. Be a computer and do what you're supposed to do, and don't screw it up. And when you're driving somewhere, don't cause traffic. Just get where you're going and pay damn attention, and don't screw up my day. That's all I ask.
Meanwhile, it's decided to open every window that was up, further proving to me that I didn't do shit to this. This just acted on its own.
Drama.
It's causing drama. If you should name your computer Lamar.
or Todd and Cynthia.
Yeah.
Or okay, so Beth, I'm gonna give you the the names of I'm gonna give you 3 names for your new computer, okay?
Okay.
Rocky, Wolf, or Signal.
Oh my God, can we get into that?
I was convinced it was going to be Signal because I didn't know this, and I was like, they sound like a Signal kind of couple.
Well, can we address this? Why are they torturing Lamar Odom with Kardashian Jenner news? Is this ever going to stop? You're bringing up Kylie Jenner and what's his name? TikTok or Tack? What's his name? Travis Scott?
Travis
Scott.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry, I didn't know.
I'll be right back. I think I'm actually getting into StreamYard on my computer now.
Okay, cool.
Here's the thing. Why do you have to announce that when Lamar Odom obviously doesn't understand how veto works or anything in Big Brother at all?
Well, he doesn't understand how the diary room works. Did you hear?
Right, or the diary. He thinks the diary room's private and it's not airing. Dude, we know how you feel about Chloe. We know. We're all there with you. And then they want to further torture you with Kylie Jenner news? It's bullcrap. Whatever. But yeah, like, how do you know? Okay, do you think the producers didn't tell Lamar some stuff on purpose just for fun?
I mean, there's no way they don't like tell them that like that's what the diary room is for. Like it's not just like a free therapy session. Because if that were the case,
Oh wait, something just switched and I can't hear you that well, Tyler.
Wait,
now I can hear you fine.
Okay, all right, cool.
It just like went for a second.
But no, we were talking about how Lamar apparently didn't know that the diary room was going to be shown to the public. So he was like, "Man, I really used that room to like vent and like talk about some personal things."
Know it. We know everything. Lamar, we know.
Lamar not knowing this game is my favorite part of this game.
It's
like
the
this
best
is
part of the game.
It's working out for him.
Yeah.
Honestly, I always forget, is there America's favorite player with Celebrity Big Brother? There is, right? Because wasn't Ross it in the first season? Marissa won, but he got America's favorite.
Let me check that.
Because I'm putting it out there. I'm voting for Lamar. I don't give a shit.
I think it's hilarious. I mean, Todrick was like, he's in the mirror, like he's pre-gaming with his little gold eye bag things on, and he's like, "So the veto, yeah. So what happened?"
Yes, they did have
Yeah.
America's favorite. So Ross Matthew and
Yeah.
then Tom Green won for the
That's
season
right.
2.
I'm voting for Lamar. I'm putting it
Vote for
out there
Lamar.
right now.
Well, he pre-gaming talking to Todd, yeah, what do we do? How does this go? And blah blah blah. And he's like, I'm gonna win the veto and I'm gonna take them both off. And he's like, no, you can't take them both off. Well, I'm gonna take. How does it work? It's like you
was
can only
amazing.
take one person off. I can't take both of them off. No, you can only take one person off.
And
Yeah,
we
I'm
actually
gonna do
don't want
that.
to take either
Yeah.
of them off because we're trying to get Carson out. So I should take Carson
No, I'm
off.
gonna use it.
So-
No, I'm gonna use
No,
it.
no, no.
No, I'm gonna use it.
So I should use the veto on
Let's
Cynthia
do it.
then. Okay, so if you use the veto on Cynthia, that's a vote for Carson. So we kind of want to keep them both on the block.
Stop speaking words because they don't make sense. I really just want to use the veto because it's cool.
I don't blame him. If I won the veto, I'm going to be honest, I want to use it because I'm
I would
safe.
totally use it. Why not?
I have a feeling that I'd get into the Big Brother house and then decide I really don't care about winning. I just care about causing chaos. And I'll be honest
Listen,
about that.
If you get in the Big Brother house, make waves, play the game, do something. I'm going to use the veto.
entertaining.
Yeah, I'm going to use the veto. I'm going to nominate the 2 strongest players in the house and pray to God they come after me. Okay,
I'm
come
going
on.
to put people
I'm
on
sick.
slop who are irritable to begin with. Like, it's going
Yeah.
to be great. When I get in that house, if I ever do, it's going to be a shitstorm. And I can't wait to go out week 3 because
I'm gonna
I'm
go
just
out-
going to be fucking chaos.
I'm going to go out week 2 because I'm going to get HOH first, and I'm going to hang on the wall during that competition, and I'm going to TT in my pants, and I'm going to tell everyone I'm doing it. And then you should try to stay on the wall because if you don't, that water down there is tainted with my TT, and you're going face plant into Allison's tinkle.
I've never heard it called TT.
Yeah, me neither.
Is that a Southern thing?
You call
Apparently.
you call it TT. You're going to go TT.
We call it PP.
Well, you know, I'm back around a little one again, so I'm like, oh, did you TT?
And she does
So
write in
it's-
cursive.
Yeah, I write in cursive. Thank you for bringing that up. I mean, and explaining to me, Alice, you can relate to this. I feel like an 80-year-old that doesn't understand technology. Yes, thank you, Tyler. Yes.
Did you want to? Did you want to live? Is that what are you trying
Sam,
to do?
do you
here?
want to live to 21 to buy cigarettes? You want alcohol?
Valencia asked Beth, who would you use it on, Allison or Tyler?
Tyler's too pragmatic. I'd use it on Allison because I'm sure she would be like a firestorm in that house.
True,
Thank
true,
you.
true.
I feel like in this situation, they'd be like, yes, Tyler's the strategic choice to get off, but Allison is just, she's banging pots in the morning and telling people to get their shit together. So we want to get her out. And I'm going to be like, yeah, I'm going to save her.
I'm not banging pots
Sorry,
together.
Tyler.
You know what I'm doing? You want to know what my most annoying thing is that I do to people in my life, like Chris and my
I have
son
a
and
list.
everybody? Huh?
What?
Breathing?
Sorry, keep going.
What did you say?
Nothing. Keep going.
I use my opera voice. I've never heard my opera voice, but I just walk around going, this is my opera voice. Hello, everyone.
So every
And
time you win a comp, you're gonna be like, "This is the veto ceremony."
this is the guitar.
I swear they're going to have to be like, Beth, we need to shoot the veto ceremony again because you decided to go off script. Because you know how every time they're like, this is the veto ceremony.
Yeah.
I won the right. Whatever. I'd get up and be like, "This is the veto ceremony," because they always say it the same way. Bitch, I'm gonna get that jacked up. It's gonna be so good. I'm gonna be like,
What's like your version of saying? So I walked into the backyard. You know how like they always say that for every comp. What's like Beth's version of that?
okay, picture this backyard. I from the house take some steps, walk into it. My eyes immediately lock on, and I see some shit is going down here.
Oh yeah.
Whoa! Like that's gonna be like it's the same thing. Like with RuPaul's Drag Race is always like, so we walk into the workroom. Like,
Yeah. Somebody should do like a supercut of like every house guest that has ever said. So I walked into the backyard to show
it'd
like
be
a
so
comp.
ridiculous.
Yeah. So like noticed we got a little drama tonight between Todd and Cynthia.
Yeah.
And I thought Cynthia actually handled herself pretty well here. And I think that's her like housewives training coming in terms of like how to handle herself in conflict. She was like, we weren't in an alliance. It's a game. It's not personal. But if you're still upset and feels the need to vote me out, that's what you need to do. And
Yep.
that's like, how do you argue with that? I thought it was very good. She held herself well until she decided to like leave the bedroom to go back for round
Yeah,
two.
everything would have been
Yeah.
fine. You know what I would do if I was doing a nomination ceremony?
Oh my
What
god.
would
First
you
of
do?
all, picture I have sunglasses on because I don't have any near within arm's length. I would
Okay.
just come out and go, guys, it's time. Come on, it's time. And I'd get the box and I would just drop it on the table. And I'd get a chair and I'd sit in it backwards, all cool like, and I'd be like,
Kids don't do drugs.
right. I'd be like, you're nominated and you're nominated. And then I would take the keys out and I would throw it at them. And I'd
Throw
be
their
like,
keys
this
at
is
them?
the veto ceremony. And I'd take the box and I'd go lock myself for my dear life in the storage room.
If I were HOH and I had to do the nomination ceremony, I would literally look at them and go, "This is the nomination ceremony. It's my job."
An ASMR version.
Yeah, I just like take my little mic on my thing and go, "This is the nomination ceremony. It's my job as HOH to
That stuff has
nominate
started
two
showing up on
housemates."
my TikTok live, by
It's
the way.
because of me.
so-
I feel like it's
um,
because every time I get on here and I start doing this stuff, the algorithm knows to.
You know, the algorithm knows everything.
It's just like, all right,
to
guys.
the nomination
I'm
ceremony.
just gonna.
What are you doing to your mic, Tyler? It looks kind of weird.
But it's all like on TikTok live. It's all very sexual. It's very like,
I'm
hello
sorry.
everybody, welcome.
It's not even that it's sexual. Oh. Ain't nobody doing that. Ain't nobody.
I've seen it, and it's like, sorry, I've seen it.
Okay? Allison just straight up sounds like a cat purring, like on
She
a
has
mic.
more experience with cats.
I was just
Okay, so you're doing your ASRMA.
so I sit there and I'd start that off and I go, the first house guest I've nominated is, and then I'd go, fucking Tyler, and I would just scream it, and then they'd be like, what the fuck? Yeah, I just.
Yep.
I want to make it interesting. I want to get on the show and I'll do the script, but I'm doing it my way.
You can't control me, Big Brother producers. Listen, just let me handle it. Don't give me no script. Here's what I think of your script. Take it. I don't need it. Been watching this show
I would have
22
walked
years.
out like this
No.
and been like, y'all know it. I'm HOH. I fucking bested you all this week. And it's my job to fuck two of your games. So let's look at who I did. That's right. You suck. You suck. You're cool. And then that would be it.
So basically, like Victoria from BB Can 9, like that type of
Yeah.
play style is
Coming
what
like
I'm
a
getting
wrecking
here.
ball.
Yes. Beth, we missed your thoughts on Chris Kattan's departure. Any thoughts on that?
I think it was the right thing for him to do. I mean,
Mhm.
if he wasn't in a good state mentally or physically, as someone who has chronic pain, I can sympathize with how much that messes you up. That first competition, I think, messed his back up even more, and he's been on pain meds, which is why he's been sleeping so much.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, and that's the rumor. I don't know if it's 100% true, but I mean, the fact of the matter is, like, the medication he's on likely made him sleep. The one person who he felt closest to got voted out a couple days ago.
Right, yeah.
And
Right, yeah.
it's just, I completely get it. You know, this is Celebrity Big Brother. It's not like he bested all. I'm sure that they scraped and asked for people who would be interested, and he said, sure. It's not like hundreds of thousands of people auditioned for
Yeah.
those spots.
Yeah,
know what I
you
mean?
don't. The highlight of your career is not to end up on Celebrity Big Brother. Okay, first of all, and second, it's kind of a
Speak for
listen.
yourself, House.
Unless your
I'm
name
sorry.
is Todd.
After I win an Oscar, that's my
Look-
number. People say they're going to Disneyland after the
Todd-
Super Bowl. I'm going to Celebrity Big Brother.
Listen. Todd Bridges pulled out some Academy Award-winning acting tonight. We all thought that Cynthia somebody broke his nose. Well, that was the best acting. That was better acting he did on the whole 10 years he was on Different Strokes. But what I was saying is, let's focus on Chris Kattan's. Listen, he phoned it in on these competitions. It was so funny. The ski lift competition. Of course, everybody timed out on that. He's like, I'm just going to take my clothes off and I'm just going to, I don't care. Yeah, I'm just going to. Why is that always a thing?
Because that's how Teddy jumped off.
Yeah, because, but I mean, it was just funny to me how he just did his thing and whatever. I'm just going to take my clothes off. I'm not going to win this anyway. Because he couldn't with his neck injury. There's no way. It was too much for him. And I think they cast him because Chris Kattan is a funny guy. He is not, listen, I'm going to explain something to you. Comedians are on all the time when they're on stage and everything, but behind closed doors, they're not like that all the time.
No.
So what you're seeing is not
performance.
It's him. And he's Mango and all. I mean, he's A Night at the Rock. He's all of these things.
You do.
I mean, God, you got to watch Corky Romano when he's walking down the. He's like
so
the
good.
cocaine explodes in his face. It's just
but that's the
so
thing.
good.
I think that honestly, just as a side note, I think that's honestly what's so tragic about the fact that he is in so much pain is that his comedy was physical comedy.
Yes.
And he while he is really funny in other ways, like his bread and butter was physical comedy. I mean, look at Night of the Roxbury, Mango, Mr. Peepers, like all of that stuff. And like he used to like sit up on a stool pretending to be like a monkey man and eat a banana and all that kind of stuff. And you just look at that and you're like, you watch him just walking around the house and you're like, oh my God, he's in pain. This is sad to watch to a certain extent.
Right. Like I don't see it like a TJ11 like coming down on somebody for quitting super hard type of situation here. Like let's be real, like did Chris have any like winner's equity really anyway in this game? Definitely not unless you're sitting next to Todrick, which I guess we can like also talk about that because I feel like the jury is very not feeling Todrick. I feel like we're headed towards like a pretty bitter jury if he does make it in the end. But yeah, to just like wrap it up about Chris Kattan, like it sucks that he left, but he wasn't really adding anything to the game anyway. And if he wasn't
adding entertainment to the show and the feeds, but that was about it. And I don't think he really cared about winning the game.
Well, he comes in upset when he didn't get voted out, and he's all serious, and he's like, "So I don't get it. What did I do wrong? What did I do wrong?"
He's the only person to ever ask, "What did I do wrong?" To get out?
22 years, maybe outside of Dr. Will, has asked, "What did I do wrong? Why didn't you vote me out? I asked you to vote me out, and you didn't do it." I mean, it was just I couldn't help but laugh when I was watching that because I'm like, this is the polar opposite. Like Chris Kattan is doing everything you don't want to do. Kids out there, everything game-wise that he did, you don't do that. Take notes. But you know what? It worked for him because he's freaking hilarious, and I'm living for it. Like, I'm just living for it. I wonder
he said something like, I wonder how it'll impact the timeline. We're down to 7 with 8 episodes left and become 6 on Monday. I have to assume that like they are assuming that you're going to have a quit or two every Celebrity Big Brother.
I have to assume so too. And if there's not, I bet they put a double eviction in there. And what they'll probably do now is just remove the double eviction.
Right. Exactly. And then Anilda also asks, can he vote at finale? I would assume so because like the jury is not quarantined. Like they're out in the public. Like it's So I don't really. To me, it's no different in terms of like game influence for him to be out there by a quit. So I think he will. But if not, America could, I guess, vote for the winner. But I don't know. We'll see.
Oh, hey, look here. Cloud's other grandma's in the chat.
Aww.
Hey, Mama. Thanks for stopping and say hey. Our little buddy gets so big. Okay.
I guess so. We can update our draft here. Let me see. So we did say bye to Chris Kirkpatrick, which was a big bummer. I don't think Shayna really thought that one through. I mean, even after the post veto nomination happens, like I feel like Chris like wasn't understanding like what just happened there. Like he
Right.
was like, we just flipped the whole house dynamic. I'm like, no, buddy, like you're gonna be backdoored here, and it's a shame because he was him and Shayna together were like a really strong rising against the Misha and Todricks of the house. So like I wonder like where does Shayna go after this? Does she kind of like connect with Carson to take them down?
I'm pretty I mean, I think it's fairly
Yeah.
obvious that she's with Carson
Yeah.
and Cynthia. She can't go to Misha and Todrick now. They hate her. So,
Yeah.
I mean, it's plus I think she's been working with Carson and Cynthia since the beginning. I think the person who's in the best position of the house is Lamar. I don't see a way for Lamar to go home unless he quits. He could go up against literally anybody here, and they're going to send out the other person other than him. And I think that that's just because what you have here, besides Todd and Lamar, everybody else left is a huge game player. So they're not going to want to take the precious time that they have left in this house and get rid of Lamar when they could get rid of Carson, Misha, Todrick, Shayna, like Cynthia. Like it's just crazy. So I
it's
feel
that
like
mighty middle, it's that mighty middle of this season. It just happens to be Lamar and Todd. Not the biggest, like I feel like they've kind of like stumbled into this position for themselves.
Yeah, he's totally not doing this on purpose. This is not this is not intentional.
What's gonna be interesting is say that Todrick wins, right? HOH. And he puts up Carson and Cynthia. Right?
You think he does that before Shayna?
I don't know. I'm just using 2 of the 3, right?
Okay.
So, still on the wall
regardless, the whole point is that it's 1-1, and then Lamar's the tiebreaker. Regardless of who wins up, Lamar is the tiebreaker. Todd's going to vote with Todrick and Misha. Shayna's going to be with Carson and Cynthia. So regardless of who's ever up, unless they do some weird thing and there's like Carson and Misha somehow on the block together, which is not going to happen. Lamar is the person who's casting a vote to basically get rid of whoever's next this week.
Yeah. And I think this is like the perfect round to strike against Todrick and Misha, with Misha not winning HOH. So we'll see who wins HOH tonight. It looks like Todrick is holding on pretty strong, probably because he recognizes the position that they're in after this.
Well, to be perfectly honest, I mean, the cards are all out on the table. Everybody knows where everybody is.
Right.
The best part is nobody really has true control over Lamar. I see him working slightly
Not even
more.
Lamar.
Not even Lamar. Let's just call it what it is.
I do think that he, game-wise, likes to agree with Shayna a little bit more from what I've seen on the feeds and such. But I wouldn't count him completely against like Todd and Misha and Todrick.
Yeah.
So it's going to be really interesting. Whoever wins needs to focus on currying favor with him.
Yeah.
And the biggest mistake you could do is put him up on the block against somebody on the other team that you don't want, because then they have 2 votes.
Right.
So
who do we still have on the wall? We've got Todd, Shanna, and
we have Shayna, Carson, Todrick, and Todd. So only Lamar and Cynthia have dropped.
So it's 2 against 2 at this point.
Yeah.
Can I ask a question? How did Shayna get hit in the vagina with blue powder and
that
no
was
one
my
else?
favorite fucking thing.
Like, what happened?
Julie's going, good night, house guest. And she goes, I just got hit by vagina.
Oh my God. I was like, yes.
I guess I missed that because I was like setting my mic up.
And then there was, and then Julie just does like a good night again after it. It was so
She was so
funny.
taken off guard. Julie Chen Mouvez was taken so off guard. She didn't say, and bless you, good night, Jesus, bless you, and all that shit. She didn't say any of it. She's, good night.
She went, all right, we'll see you later, house guests. Good night. And then then you hear, oh, I got my vagina. And then she's like,
that blue stuff hit me right in my vagina.
Then she goes, good night. As a means of trying to be like, you're still on live television right now.
Yeah,
Julie,
I guess this is the modern version
without
of,
you blessing me.
I guess this is, Allison, you'll get this reference, but I guess this is the modern Big Brother version of Bye Bye Bitches at the end of that double eviction in BB6 when Janelle
Bye
does
bye
that. And they're
bitches.
like, we're live, hello. But yeah, I did not I did not catch that. Also, that kind of reminds me of when I don't know if you guys remember this, but in Big Brother 13, Rachel like peed in the middle of like 2 rounds of a double eviction live, and they forgot to cut her mic in the bathroom.
Have you ever
So like
done that
all the house
before?
guests are standing there silent, like after like the picture goes to gray, and they're like waiting to cut to Julie for the quick interview. And Rachel's like, I gotta pee, like I'll go real fast. And so she runs, and you just hear like just a little what is it, Allison? A little TT?
Tingling, just a little
Yeah.
TT.
And so that was live on air too. So.
I worked on a series that was shot in Memphis 11 years ago, and I was wired up with a mic, and I had a bathroom break, and I went in the bathroom and totally forgot my mic was on. And not only was I tinkling, I was talking to myself, psyching myself up, talking shit about some people. And I came out, and the guy was like, and I was like, oh, I said, just everything, at least wash my hands.
Oh my God. Can I tell you my favorite story I've ever heard about this? There's a British comedian named Greg Davis, who is this like really tall, big guy who used to be a teacher, and now he's a comedian actor. And he was on the Graham Norton show, and he told this story about when he was 30, he went home and got really drunk. He was staying at his mom's place. His mom decided to do his laundry for him, got really drunk, got up the next day, packed his stuff, went to school. And all day he was like really hungover. And he's like, and he worked at the school that had like a whole bunch of hearing impaired students and such. So he went to the bathroom and was like, something doesn't feel right. And he pulled his pants down and realized he was wearing a pair of his mom's underwear, number one. And then he was like, oh God, this is the lowest you've ever been. Fuck, you're so horrible. What's wrong with you? And he's just like yelling at himself, like in the bathroom stall. And then he pulled down his pants and like the curry and the booze kicked in. He's like, he's like, basically I did like a fecal Jackson Pollock all over the toilet. And he was just like, you're such a loser. This is the lowest point you've ever been wearing your baby. So he's like, I cleaned myself up and I pulled my mom's, underwear back up. And I walked back into the classroom, and this kid just looked at me like this. And I looked at him and I realized I'd been wearing my microphone the entire time that I'd never turned off for the hearing impaired student.
Oh my God.
You know how easy it is to forget you have a mic on? How do you think the Jinx got caught? He was in the bathroom. They couldn't catch him in 2 trials, 2 hung juries, nothing. The guy goes in the bathroom and goes, well, there it is. You're caught. Yeah, I did it. Of course I did it. He says that verbatim, and he's in jail. Of course, he's dead now, but he goes to prison. But anyway, yeah, it's easy to forget. But that is hilarious.
Isn't that great?
I took a shit in my mom's panties and beat myself up verbally, and my mic's on.
For the hearing impaired student at this school just like looks at him like, what the fuck, bro?
I can't wait to grow up. This is what happens to you when you get older. What's feathers? Someone said feathers dropped.
Yeah, so apparently they started dropping feathers on the house guests. I'll say I'm pretty impressed that so many of them are still hanging on.
They're playing harder than some past Big Brother players.
Yes, absolutely. So that's the thing about this season. Like the last show I was on here, I was like, I'm bored of the season. I'm over it. Like we're just gonna talk about documentaries the whole show. But like now I'm back in it. But then like of course once Todrick inevitably wins HOH tonight, I'll kind of be back to like meh. Because I feel like the only person I'm like actively rooting for right now is Shayna. And I think that she's playing a very, very good game. Much better than any of us thought. I think she was like one of the last draft picks for us, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm all in on Shayna right now. She's winning those vetoes. She's sticking for herself. She's not afraid to lose a key pivotal ally for herself and kind of find a new footing moving forward.
But why is she the only one that got hit in the crotch with blue powder?
These are the questions I wonder when I'm thinking about strategy.
And just to follow up from Monday's show, as far as my documentaries and shows go, I just want to point out that the Book of Boba Fett season finale was god-awful. It has ruined me. I'm angry. And all I have to say is Disney Plus, you fuck with the Obi-Wan Kenobi series, and I'm coming for you.
Coming for that ass.
Yep.
I'm coming for that ass. I'm Chris Kattan and you're the cake. I'm coming.
I did hear that it's not a very good show.
You do.
It's sad when the best episodes are the ones you're not in. And there's 3 of them and there's only 7 episodes. Okay, the blue part was Kris Jenner's. I bet. You know what?
I believe it.
Probably. Again, bringing up the Jenners in front of Lamar. Did you see his face too? He was like, oh, wow. Come on. Can they just adopt him and put him in the family? He doesn't have to be with anyone. Just to put him in the family. Just for me.
Adrian asks, are we having any plans for Survivor 42 coverage? Of
Hell
course, yes. I'll just be honest, I haven't really had a good hard look at the cast yet. So Celebrity Big Brother has kind of been like eating up all of our attention, but we'll be figuring out something soon in terms of the draft, and we want to do like a separate patron draft as well. So definitely be on the lookout for that, Adrian and others too. So yeah, we got lots of good stuff planned for Survivor 42.
Todd is down. Newsflash, Todd is down.
Okay. So Todrick, Carson, and Shayna.
Yeah.
Just as long as Todrick falls, I'm okay. I'm okay with Carson. I'm okay with Shayna. Sorry, I keep saying that wrong, but no one is shocked by this.
And also Valencia's birthday is tomorrow. She is 46.
Valencia, I'm going to be 40. Wait, hold on. How old am I? No, I'm going to be 45 in 2 weeks from today. We're like 70s babies. That's so awesome. Happy birthday. Okay, we got to sing happy birthday to Valencia. Okay, right?
Happy birthday to you. This is really
Valencia. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday,
Valencia.
to Valencia.
To you.
Happy birthday, Valencia. I hope you have a great one.
You know
Thank you
what's
for
great?
tuning in to Mix 106.5 Light FM.
Mix 104 Light FM.
I can't deal. I want to know. It's not lost on me that we just sang like that a day after I announced I'm going to be singing at Carnegie Hall this
Yeah,
Listen,
surprise, that was your
pointers?
audition.
Do you want pointers? Do you want me to
I would
train
love
you?
that. I would love that. Could you imagine if that's like what the tape was I submitted for the audition? I just
Was
be like,
this?
"Ah!" And they're like, you know what? We love your musicianship. You're in. And I'm like, yes.
That is a
Classically
that's
trained
like
by Allison S. Kelly.
that ice skating skit from Saturday Night Live of the figure skating. Just
that great?
imagine me coming in as your vocal coach, and you're like hitting all the notes, and I'm like, got my ruler, and I'm like, no, that is not right. And I'm like, and I'm breaking glass, and dogs are howling everywhere, and you're like, you know.
I can't deal. I can't deal.
Anyway, it's hilarious.
Oh, good.
Any last thoughts before we sign off here?
Thanks, Ramiro.
Yes,
Yes, congratulations. No, but for real, that is like such a freaking like honor. Like what a thing in somebody's life to be able to say I sang at Carnegie Hall. So congratulations.
I'm pretty stoked for Eric Whitaker, my favorite modern composer, and he's going to be conducting. And I'm like, what? It's going to be great.
Yes.
Thank
Tim
you.
and I will be there. We cannot wait to hear it. So
and Anelda asked, has anyone seen We Are All Dead, a Korean zombie series on Netflix? And I have not seen it. No,
I haven't.
I've not. I'm actually about to start inventing Anna about this chick on, who
is this
pretended
another
to be a
Showtime?
rich No, it's not on Showtime. It's on Netflix. And it's about this woman, this young girl who pretended to be rich and all this stuff and fooled all of New York high society. And she actually went to prison for 3 years. And it's got the chick it's got Curly Top from Ozark. I can't remember her name.
Yeah.
The blonde girl who was badass in that show. And she's doing this. So I'm going to start that.
I remember hearing about that. Not the TV show, but the actual story that it's based off of.
Yes. I actually watched the 2020 episode this afternoon on Hulu. And I just want everyone to know, I watched Pam and Tommy the other day. I don't know if anyone
Is
has
it
watched
good?
How was it?
Oh my goodness, kids. All I've got to say is you see Sebastian Stan's wiener. Okay.
I mean,
And I love me some Sebastian Stan, Winter
in.
Soldier, Marvel. You see everything.
Was it real though?
Everything.
Because like HBO has
Okay.
admitted that they use prosthetic wieners in Euphoria.
Yeah, I think that
a girl can dream, Tyler.
Tyler, why do you have to just ruin everything?
What
do you
the
just ruin
hell
it?
is
Sorry.
wrong with you?
Of course
What
it's
a
a
wet
prosthetic.
blanket.
I don't know if
We're
you guys
sitting
saw the first of all, I don't know if you guys saw the Sex and the City reboot, but they gave Charlotte's husband like the longest dong I've ever seen in my life. And I was like,
Why?
what is right? Exactly.
He gives such small dick energy. They should have gone with that.
Exactly.
but
It was
listen-
like swinging.
Well, maybe
It's down to
Sebastian
Carson
Stan
and
has
Todrick.
Tommy Lee is legend for his
Oh,
little
shit.
penis. So maybe they cast Sebastian Stan because he himself has a huge dingus.
I also
ding-a-ling.
need to say, Lily James looks just like Pamela Anderson.
Yes.
Like, they did a good
they
job.
put her in a lot of, I think it was like 4 hours of like prosthetics and makeups and stuff.
I mean,
and
she
now I'm
looks
searching up
exactly like her.
Sebastian
She's
Stan's,
gorgeous.
Okay, who
Can
fell?
you guys remind?
Shanika?
Yeah, so it's down to Carson and Todrick, which is interesting. I'm never going to understand why Todrick said, let me work against my real life friend to go work for somebody who has actively voted against LGBTQ rights. I'll never get that, but here we are.
Mhm.
I don't like Todrick Hall. I don't care.
I
I
don't know
don't
if
care for
anybody
him
does.
voting tonight either. I
Oh
thought
my
that was
God.
stupid and
Well,
dumb.
did you guys see Derek F's like tweet today? Like he was like, I brought the strategy, I brought the entertainment, I brought the fights, the drama, and people were like, what? Like it was.
Were those in your many dreams that you had while you were sleeping on the furniture the
Exactly.
entire season?
Naps.
Exactly.
Naps.
Well,
Yeah,
somebody
no.
just replied to the tweet with like a picture of him sleeping and then a picture of Julie holding up all the Xavier votes. I was like, yeah, exactly.
I mean, I personally have nothing against Todrick. I don't really know who he is. I'm not impressed. He is, who is that person behind Beth?
Is there someone really behind me?
It's Pearl.
Who's Pearl?
Pearl's my ghost.
No. Like that freaks me the fuck out.
Okay,
Is there someone
listen,
really behind me? Is that a joke? What's going
Bean,
on?
We've had some trauma in this. I've had doors opening behind me and all kinds of stuff that freaks it. Beth, there's no one behind you.
I didn't think so, but that shit scares me.
Well, that's the thing about being live right now. I can rewind and look.
That's right.
Wait, can you hear me?
I feel like I'm in a really big
Tyler, you know where
right
I
now.
live. If you see someone behind me, you call 911. You end the show. You get down here.
No, I'm rewinding like right before I put the comment up, like before
BB
we
says
read it.
I write that every season. Okay.
Oh.
See,
Very funny,
listen.
very funny.
Listen, I'm a single woman in her own apartment. I don't have a roommate or anything. Ain't nobody supposed to be here right now.
Right. That's why I'm saying. But I'm living for the blue light.
So
in the
no ghosts either.
There's no ghosts. What did they do? Kill someone in the parking lot this used to be, and then like they ventured
It's
on
okay. It's
Never
okay,
know.
B Bean. I sent them a link to
It's okay.
something on TikTok today of a guy. His little girl was having a sleepover, and they were doing a Ouija board, and he went down to the breaker and started tripping the lights, and then
My
you
favorite.
could hear the little girls screaming. It was the funniest. I'm like, that is so funny. I said, but if someone did that to me, I'd be in a hospital. I have a freaking heart attack.
My
that is
friends,
A+ trolling.
BB, you're not the only one who does this. Like my friends literally do this to me all the time. But what they will do is like take a photo of me of like if I just send them a selfie, they'll be like, what the hell is that? And I'm like, what? Like thinking like maybe they're talking about it like a zit or something like that. And then they'll send me it back and they'll like Photoshop shit into the background of the photo. And so like it's often the Animal Crossing villager Pietro, who I famously dislike because it's a clown and I hate clowns. And I'm like, fuck that. And it's always like Pietro in the background being like, and I'm like, anyway, so you're not alone. People like to do that to me. I'm very gullible.
Listen, my husband comes around the corner and scares the shit out of me all the time, and I scream bloody murder every time. He can. The other, he just comes flying in the room. He's never met a door that he has knocked. And I'm getting I'm because this is the thing. I get deep in thought and I talk to myself. Like I literally have these weird conversations. Like I'll just mumble to myself, and I'm in deep with this deep conversation with myself because nobody really listens to me, and I listen. So I'm talking to myself, and then all of a sudden he comes around the corner and just fucking scares me. All he has to do is walk around the corner, and I scream bloody murder.
Oh my God.
Sorry, I'm just like glued to the feeds right now because
Okay.
it's like an intense battle here between Carson and Todrick. I feel like that's a very cool.
Are they
like,
talking?
that I don't know, but I feel like they can't offer each other a deal. You know, like it's like the lines are drawn. Like everybody knows where the dynamics are. So
We got drag race judge versus occasional drag race choreographer.
No, I want Carson. I'm living for Carson being
Carson's
HOH.
great.
I love his diary rooms when he was drinking wine tonight,
He is
going, "Mommy
good.
needs her medicine." I was
I
like,
love
yes.
Carson. I
I
mean,
love him.
I've said this from the get-go. The only reason why I didn't choose Carson in this one for our draft is because I already chose him somewhere else like a few times, and I was like, I'm gonna switch it up. And now I'm mad that I didn't choose him first.
I just need to know every show he's ever been on because I'm going to watch them.
Well, get prepared to watch every reality show of all time.
You know who I'm surprised they haven't reached out to, and I don't know if Todd Chrisley. Do y'all know who that is?
Yes.
Carson won. Carson won.
Wow.
Carson won. HOH. Woo!
You better work,
Good for him.
Carson.
Good for
You know what's
him.
great? You better go right up to Todrick right now and go, and that's on period. See you on the block, sis. And that I
Yep.
would
Love.
Yep.
But I wish Todd Chrisley would be funny if they had him, just
You know
because
who I was thinking, Allison? Danny Bonaducci. I feel like it would be a good
Danny
fit for Celebrity
Bonaducci
Big
and
Brother.
Todd Chrisley sitting in the back having a heart-to-heart
That's
about
amazing.
tax evasion.
Oh, throwing a politician at that point.
Yeah.
Oh
Right.
my God! Speaking of which, my
true.
my brother's friend is on vacation in Hawaii, and in the canopy next to her on this beach was the mooch. And so he went up to her and he was like, "Listen, you get enough of these drinks in me and I'll spill government secrets." And she was like, "Oh, you got a hold of those in the 10 days that you were there?" And he got pissed and walked away from her.
Well, the first thing I would have asked him.
Oh, what he said was if you get enough drinks in me, and I'll tell you what do you say? And I'll tell you who shot Kennedy or something like that, right? And she's like, "Wow, is that in the training manual that they give you? Because you're only there for 10 days."
The first thing I would have asked him is, were you really a player on Celebrity Big Brother 2? No questions about government.
How is there a fake house guest? There's not a fake. You can't have a fake
I will
house
die on
guest.
that hill. Like that was a totally made up twist because their big get like totally flopped.
Absolutely. So there's that. And then the second thing was my friend or my brother's friend and colleague went to the Javits Center for this conference that Scaramucci was there for. And he got lost and he couldn't find his way, ends up in the service elevator and gets into the elevator and there's the mooch and his wife and they have their security passes and he just goes, "I'm lost." And his wife was like, "Come on in the elevator, it's fine." And he was like, he doesn't have a badge. he's like, I don't know where I'm going the entire time.
Oh my
So
God.
he was like at a really awkward elevator ride where like Scaramucci's wife was like, "It's okay." And then Scaramucci was like, "Get the fuck out of the elevator."
Oh my
Oh,
God.
Oh, man.
I did see a celebrity today when I was walking to the subway.
Ooh.
Have you guys ever watched Orange is the New Black?
Yeah.
The owner of the prison, Natalie Figueroa or whatever her name was.
Yeah.
I saw her. She was just in like a regular like poofy New York winter coat.
She's like
talking
literally
on the phone.
She like just screams that she's from New York.
Yes,
New York.
exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I would have like gone up to her, but she was like on the phone with somebody, so I didn't want to like interrupt her. But like
I
she
would've
just
totally
blended
had
in
to.
so well with like us regular like stupid people.
Yeah.
You know, it was very cool, very cool.
So Carson is HOH. This
Mhm.
week's going to be good. The diary rooms are going to be awesome. I cannot wait. This week just got exciting.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. We have to find out if like a deal was made with Todrick.
I doubt it. I
doubt
highly
What was
it.
the
doubt.
deal
And-
gonna
and
be?
even if there is a deal, he should go back on it and just put
Yes.
up Todrick and Misha together. So one
Because
of
you
them
know
is on the
Todrick wasn't
block.
going to keep his word.
Right, exactly.
And I've got to hand it to Chris Kirkpatrick talking to Misha when she was flat out asking him. First of all, I've said it once. I'll say it again. I will say it till the day I die. You cannot have a serious telling the truth conversation with someone in the Big Bar House with one person wearing a pair of sunglasses. You want the truth out of me? You take them damn things off and look me in the eye. Because I'm not, you know what I mean? And she's asking him, were you going to vote for Todd? I'm going to do what's in your best interest. That's like, did you cheat on me?
It's very like playing poker type of energy.
It was my dick. I mean, it's like you're not even answering the question.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, if that makes any sense. Probably
Yeah.
doesn't.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm done. It's 10 o'clock here in Memphis. And Kirkpatrick is from living in Nashville. I love Nashville. So I didn't
Never
know that.
I haven't either.
Music City.
My family goes there a lot, but I haven't
Apparently,
been there.
Nashville's the bachelorette party
Oh,
capital
yeah.
of the world, which I had no idea.
Crazy.
I've been to a bachelorette
Every-
party in Nashville in my
Yeah.
day. And let me tell you something.
Oh, I'm going to Boston. That's
It was amazing.
really.
It was amazing.
I would
went
think
to-
like Las Vegas was, but I didn't realize Nashville was. That's incredible. Or like
You-
New Orleans.
the club was fun. It was insane. It was just fun. It was a lot of fun. I danced with a column, a big column that was right there. I didn't want to dance with anybody. And, you know, so I'm sitting there rubbing my butt up against it and putting my leg up on it and just dancing. It was insane. And my friends are like dancing with guys. And I'm like, nope, don't touch me. I don't do that. And I'm just, leave me alone. I'm just going to dance with this. It was like a night at the Rice Bear. It's like, up against the
Who me?
you, me. Nope.
You
Okay,
know what
anyway.
makes me mad is that Tyler's never seen any of these things, and it drives me crazy.
Tyler, please,
Oh.
Jesus.
I'm
You
typing
need
in
to
a
watch all the
script
Chris
for
Kattan
podcast
movies.
right now.
She needs to watch the Gremlins and
I
Twilight.
do want to watch
movies.
Gremlins 1 and 2 purely because I love the Key and
That
Peele
skit.
sketch about Gremlins 2.
That's the greatest thing ever.
And Allison, you need to watch the Orange Years, that Nickelodeon documentary I told you about.
I've got. You know what? I was on my way to watch that when I saw Pam and Tommy were out, and that's what I
fair.
did.
Yeah,
That's what I did last night. Is just
that's
watch
I
all
support that
those.
decision.
What's Tommy's last name again?
Lee.
Lee. Thank you.
Tommy Lee. Well, his real name is Thomas Lee Bass,
Mm,
but he goes by Tommy Lee.
thank you.
And
I'm not gonna
have a-
lie, I kept thinking Tommy Lee Jones, and I know that's not him. That's a
No.
different person. But I was trying
Nobody
to
is
figure out what his
flashing
name is.
Tommy Lee Jones' old dick in a TV show.
No, and I knew who Tommy Lee Jones was, but like in my head, I couldn't like separate that. But that makes sense because it's Tommy Lee.
There's a lot of things out of order in this timeline, but it's okay. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. We'll be back Monday evening for the Eviction show. And yeah, that about wraps it up. See, we made this episode fun. Even though it kind of sucked, we made it fun. And now Carson's HOH. And I'm so
What if I
excited.
just like don't hit end broadcast and just like wait to see like how long you go on for?
Who, me? Well, I'm waiting for you to cut me off. You usually do. You're just letting this play out. I mean, I could go for 20 minutes.
You're like, all right, thank you guys. Well, yeah, tonight sucked, but we had a fun show.
Yeah, just subscribe to My Weekly Meltdown on YouTube and you
Become a
can get
patron.
notification when we do this stuff. You get a notification,
Mm.
and then you can become a patron on www.patreon.com
Patreon.com
/ My Weekly Meltdown.
Meltdown.
And We have a what's it called? An Instagram page that I hardly ever update. But you can follow me on the.memphis.darling, and that's a period, not dot spelled out. And I got pictures of my cats and my grandbaby, and it's a lot of fun.
I like to think that my neighbors are watching me across the
some-
I
street.
like to think that you're doing like a TikTok
Yes.
dance too, Allison.
Thank you, Anelda. I will give Cloud a hug. Thank you, everybody. My grandson's 3 months old now, and he's so cute, and he just got crazy hair, and he's nuts. And